Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to explain about a ratio. A ratio is a comparing the quantities. General ratio we are using for comparing any two quantities, like for example, if we are comparing two quantities, how many times it is more than this, how many times it is less than this. In that sense we are using this ratio. The symbol we are using two dots like this, and we read it as is to. We read it as is to. And if a and b any two quantities, then we can write the expression a is to b. A is to b. Here a is first term, b is second term. So in the ratio, basically two terms are there, first term and second term. And first term is called antecedent, and the second term is consequent. So first term is antecedent and the second term is called consequent. For example, we can write the ratios like 2 is to 3 or 5 is to 15, like this. But here I can say this as 2 is to 3 is the simplest form because we can't cancel both the terms. But here you see 5 is to 15 is there. 5 is to 15 is a ratio, but we can simplify it. 5 ones are and 5 threes are. So 1 is to 3 is the simplest form of the ratio. So ratios always we have to represent in the simplest form. That is very important. For your understanding, here Radha is having 5 apples and Geeta is having 15 apples. Now the question is, what is the ratio of Radha to Geeta? Now we have to find 5 is to 15. We can write it, but it is not a correct ratio. We have to simplify it. 5 ones are, 5 threes are. Now the ratio is 1 is to 3. After finding the ratio, how to compare the apples having Radha and Geeta. So after finding this ratio, we can compare. For example, Radha is having 1/3 of Geeta having, or otherwise Geeta having 3 more than Radha, 3 times more than Radha. So that is the conclusion we can give it. So Radha having 1/3 of Geeta and Geeta having 3 times of Radha. That is the conclusion. Here one more example. In a class there are 40 girls and 25 boys. Now the question is, what is the ratio of girls to boys? Now we have to find it. 40 is to 25. 40 is to 25. But we have to simplify it. For example, 5 eights are and 5 fives are. And again, one more question here. What is the ratio of boys to girls? Then B boys is to girls we have to find it. Then 25 is to 40. Again, after simplification, 5 is to 8. So here I want to tell you one thing. The order of the ratio is very important when we are finding ratios, because here girls is to boys and boys is to girls. The question we have to understand properly. Then always here 8 is to 5 is not is equal to 5 is to 8. That's the reason order of the ratio is very important. Now I want to explain one problem here. There is 160 rupees and that amount we have to distribute about a for a and b in the ratio of 3 is to 5. So how can we distribute this amount between a and b? So for these kind of problems, here two methods are there. I'm going to explain both the things. One is simple equation method, and the another one is unitary method. So first I'm going to explain simple equation method. In simple equation method, here let x be any constant, then the amounts are 3x and 5x. Now this is the amount of a, this is the amount of B. Now if we add these two, we'll get 160. Then 3x plus 5x equal to 160. Then if we add 8x, that equal to 160. So x is equal to 160 by 8. 8 20s are. Finally we got x value. After getting x value, easily we can find it. A amount, how much? 3x, that equal to 3 into 20, that is 3 20s are 60. And amount of B, that is 5x, 5x, that equal to 5 into 20, that is 100. So this is one method. Okay, now another method is, whenever these kind of problems they are giving, from the given ratios, first add both the terms. Like 3 is to 5 is there, so 3 plus 5, the total parts is 8 parts. Now what is the amount of A? That equal to, what you have to do, the first one is 3 parts A, that means 3 by 8 into 160, that equal to 8 ones are 8 20s are 3 20s are 60. And B amount is 5 by 8 into 160, that equal to 8 20s are, then 5 20s are 100. So this is the another method. So you can select your choice. So you can select, that is your choice, which one is the better one to solve these kind of problems. I hope you understand about this ratio concept. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe and share.